Here we go. Welcome to episode 15 of the OurTeam podcast, or maybe I should say welcome to Endgame, because I think that's where we're at today. That's what we're going to be discussing. 2K definitely went a bit over the top today. We're going to get into all of that crazy stuff going on in the TTO boards. Crazy content dropped today. Yesterday there was nothing to talk about, and we're recording this 3 hours after that content drop. I literally had to rework the entire podcast because we were going to sit here saying nothing's going on. Now everything's going on, so we'll see how we get on. Josh, I know you've been playing some TTO, getting a bit of rage on stream earlier today.
Yeah, man, TTO is just really sweaty, and it's not even like it's the people; it's just the game, pissing me off as always. But nothing though.
Jaquel, you've literally just woken up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning there. So
yeah, I've woken up.
Just seen it.
I went. Yeah, I've seen this content. So last night as well, I'm 11-0. I'm not even kidding. I'm up easy. I'm winning the game. I'm about to send Jazz the photo that he's your Michael Red, and then I have a little power cut. So I have to do that all over again. I have to do that all over again. and now I've woken up and hello, we have Ben Simmons shooting from Limitless. Oh my God, what have I just woken up to?
Ben Simmons, we got Shaq shooting from Limitless right now.
Oh,
yeah, this madness going on. Guys, we've got JayCanada on the podcast today. This is something I've been working on for 3 months. I'm really, really excited to get him on. Like he's someone whose content I've watched religiously for well over a year. I don't think there's a video I've missed. So it took a lot of work to get him on. I'm really excited. I'm really grateful that he said yes, and he's going to be joining us later. So we're going to be talking all things JayCanada related, including Spin to Win, his No Money Spent series, Basketball Cinema, which is his new channel, his 2K partnership, and everything else. Before we get into that, guys, bit of sad news this week. Obviously, Terrence Clark passed away in a crash. Rest in peace to him. Thoughts out to his family. I don't know if you guys want to add anything to that.
I mean, yeah, I just recently found out about it. So, yeah, I heard he was supposed to be like a prospect coming to the NBA. So, that's really sad to hear. So, yeah, rest in peace and my condolences to his family.
Yeah.
Just rest in peace. Love to their family. And for anyone who's watching this, that's just a little wake-up call to be grateful for your life. Because, no one knows when it's over. Like, that kid had his whole life to live, and he was about to go to the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, it's just incredible. It really puts things in perspective. It really put things in perspective for me. So yeah, thoughts to his friends, his family, and everyone else who knew him. All right, let's get into some content. I guess this week I got JR, and I'm purposely choosing to start here. We're going to get into the new drop in a sec, but I'm purposely choosing to start here with JR because I really like the card. I really, really like JR. I've been running him on limited today. I got 7 rage quits in like the first quarter in a row because that JR was going crazy. He's really divisive. And this conversation yesterday versus today, in terms of where he ranks in the game, is completely different. Josh, you haven't got him yet, right?
I don't even know if I should get him. Like, I might really just take a nap on purpose because, wow, like the content drop, wow. Like, I'm close. I might as well finish it, but damn, I didn't even get to use the card yet. And it's like, I'm not even looking at him right now. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a lot of options.
Yeah, Jaquel, you used him. I know you got.
I've loved to use him. Like, he's still fun to me, but like I already said, he wasn't top 5 in the game, and now he's moving fast down that ladder. Like that ladder, he's falling.
Yeah,
he's falling and I can't believe it because that's the level 40 reward. He's like, people have only just really gotten like legit. They've legit just got him. So it's like, I don't know. It's a little funny to me. Like, you couldn't have just added this Ben Simmons to be the level 40?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
I mean, there's like
fire.
5 or 6 cards from today that they could have added. Like, that might
that's
have been
insane.
Where would you have put him before today's drop? Where would you have put him in PGs? Where would you rank him?
He would have been top 3. Like, he can really do everything. He's a lead on defense, and yeah, he's fun. But like now, man, I promise you, he's probably your backup shooting guard, and that's if you are like really good with the card. So that's the funny thing with it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Do you genuinely think you might not get him, Josh?
No, I'm gonna get him. I'm way too close. I'm at I'm 29K away from what's his name, J.R. Smith. So I'm like, I might as well get him. And it's like a whole 2 weeks left. Makes no sense to not get him.
21K till you can have a nap, dude. Good times. Right. Let's
Only 8K away.
Let's get into today's content. So I've mapped this out. Like, we're going to start with the worst cards, which are not the worst cards, just to be clear. And we're going to build up to the bigger cards. But today, we've been saying endgame a lot, right? We said it when Kawhi came out. We said it when Terry came out. We said it when Ferry dropped. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm going to get into, like, if you're wondering why they've dropped this set today, the reason is I set up the podcast basically today to talk about the fact that there's nothing to do in the game. Like, for the last 4 or 5 days, I've literally had nothing to do. Nothing. Like, I've been playing for fun. I ran a TTO board on stream the other day, but literally, I've got Ron Harper. I'm literally running it for nothing. You know, every card that I could possibly have in the game in terms of free cards I have, nothing to grind for. MLB obviously came out, which shook 2K a little bit. Like, you know, Ty Debo was streaming MLB last night.
The champion is streaming MLB.
Imagine Ty Debo streaming MLB. So yeah, like the plan was that, you know, we just do a podcast about, you know, nothing really. I was really struggling. Like, what do we do for content? Like, MLB has hurt them. They didn't release any content for a while MLB came out, which wasn't a strategically great move. People switch to the game. Like I said, Ty Debo's playing MLB. That's just says it all, right, on stream. This was the only way they could come back. And I'm going to get to this point probably at the end. But as good as this content drop is, and before we get into it, there's not a reason to pick up these cards. There is not a reason to pick up these cards. As good as they are.
Every single card has half range. Like, I just confirmed, like, there's never been a set where every single card, I just checked, down to the amethyst has half range. What the
I'm literally about to run through every single card and basically their stats. But, I mean, you've got to think, like, this is 2K clickbaiting at its best, right? It's 2 weeks left in the season. We need to make some money. Let's just throw everything at the customers. And like, I don't have a reason to pick up a card right now. Can you guys think of a reason I would have to pick up a card right now?
No, it's just if you enjoy them now, and like these cards, you just grab them and you're good for a long time. I'll tell you that.
J.R. Smith is gonna get ran through. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he is.
You're gonna have to hide him in a collection, not even on the bench.
All right, let's get into the cards. So Precious Achua, Amethyst, 18 Hall of Fame badges, off range like Josh said. He's got Hoff clamps as well. 88 3 ball, 92 speed with ball. He's a 91 overall.
Wow.
Off range, like just.
So I mean,
it's what stands out
for everyone. For everyone, but this is they want everyone. The budget ballers, they want everyone up in these packs. They want all these players to be used by everybody. That's crazy.
Guys,
that sounds like a goddamn pink diamond.
The possessed lock-in is so cheap now. It makes no sense. Like, the possessed lock-in is losing value every content
it's
job.
done.
So like, I mean, the only thing I would say is like get clamps, maybe put it on what's his name, Bobo. But even that is like every card from this set has half range. If you're running somebody without half range today, you don't know what you're doing.
I mean, it's just about to get so interesting. Like, Isaac Okoro, shooting guard, Hoff Showtime, Hoff range, and Hoff clamps, 3 biggest badges in the game. 94 speed with ball.
Yeah, Hoff intimidated?
I don't know, actually.
That's insane.
I have no
That's
idea.
Insane.
Just crazy. Matt Bonner, center power forward, 19 Hall of Fame, Showtime range, clamps, 96 3 ball, 89 speed with ball. This center power forward has Klay Thompson's base on very quick.
Get the
That's crazy.
On quick or very quick?
On very quick. 91 overall center with 96 3 ball and Klay Thompson's base on very quick.
You know, DBG using that card.
Pick and pop of hell. That's the pick and pop of hell.
Do you want me to put this in perspective? Let me put this in perspective. Those 3 Amethyst cards have more Hall of Fame badges than Galaxy Opal Dwayne Wade.
I knew you was gonna say that too. I was like, Dwayne Wade only got 17.
Wow.
Amethyst.
Like,
that's mind blowing. So that's where we at. So now it's every pack opening is gonna be it's over with. And now it's just pick your favorite card. There's no need to look at these cards no more.
Bro, I've still got to go through like 10 cards that are better than them.
I know that's
way better at that.
What have they done? Like, what have they? Why? Why is it so OP?
Well, I
Like,
mean,
every
it has to.
card.
The game was dead. We just literally said you had to change the content. The game coming into today was nobody wanted to touch it, and then wait till you get to the other stuff. But damn, this content drop, I think everybody was caught a little off guard. We knew it was gonna be.
You just can't beat this though. There's no way to beat this content drop.
No way.
It's just going to be more of the same now, right?
How are they gonna top this?
Because you got your coach. You got your coach now. Like you have that coach that has 10 plus, right? So this Ben Simmons is perfect. He's 99 everything.
Yeah.
Sharp takeover.
Go
Ben Simmons. Hello.
Let's get into the next one. So Diamond Simbula, 7'5", 7'8" wingspan, Hall of Fame range, and a 91 3.
What's his speed?
Hello,
speed.
Hello,
the biggest
Simbula.
problem, but
yeah, his speed is 70.
7?
His speed with ball is 70. His speed with ball is 70. Yeah.
What's his actual speed?
79.
Yeah,
79.
That's
Look,
not
with
bad.
the coach, you can get 89. No,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, imagine,
that's still over with.
Imagine running the Colonel with these guys, man.
Imagine bursting up the court with that card.
That's what people gonna be doing.
Bursting up the court with that card.
Doing.
Jeez, man.
There's gonna be a 7'5" guard in the game with half range that's speed boosted, man. What are we doing?
He's bigger. He's heavier than Shaq, so that's even scarier.
Yeah, he's massive, like 7'8" wingspan as well. Winslow Diamond, 6'7" point guard, 26 Hall of Fame badges, including Showtime, range, clamps, 93 ball, 90 speed with ball, quick dribble style. He's got Scalabrine's base, which is goated for me. That's a very usable point guard.
Say goodbye, JR. JR about to get pushed out. JR about to be pushed out by Justice Winslow. What are you talking about?
Point guard, small forward, man. Left-handed.
I'm dead, bro. Is this what we doing? Are we going to push out the level 40 with some diamonds? I could run that Justice Winslow and kill some JRs with like the way people play with JR. Like that's 6'7".
You're gonna make people quick sell JR if they could, man. You're gonna make them quick sell JR if they could.
That's so amazing.
If he had X in base, right, he's really close to Luka.
Yeah.
So same amount of off badges, similar 3-ball, like quick dribble style.
Wait, did you just say same amount of Huff badges as Luka?
Yeah, 26.
Don't even look at Luka. Just get Justice Winslow. Don't even look at Luka. Get Justice Winslow. Save your MT. Save your MT, man.
That is crazy.
He's going to be cheap. He's going to be really cheap just because of all the other cards. They're going to push all those cards down. The diamonds and the amethyst should be dirt cheap in the set.
Yeah.
So, like, if you got the Colonel, grab that damn symbol and go to work.
Speaking of diamonds, Diamond Eddie Curry.
Jeez.
7'5" wingspan, 24 huffs, Showtime, range, clamps, quick first step, intimidator, 93 free ball,
hot zone hunter,
87 speed with ball.
Half hot zone hunter. Well, hot zones everywhere.
Half hot Darren Williams base.
Oh yeah, base 30. That you seen my eyes lit up. You know, my eyes lit up when I saw that card.
But I'm just gonna repeat what I said. 7 foot. 7'5" wingspan, 24 huffs, including Showtime, range, clamps, quick first step, and intimidator. 93 3-point shot with Darren Williams base on very quick, and an 87 speed with ball. What on earth is that card for a diamond, bro?
The Shaq stopper, baby.
I haven't.
Buy that Shaq, but then have your Eddie Curry to guard the other Shaq. Jeez,
yes, stop
that's
Shaq
crazy.
stopper. But you could run that card and compete with him like
easily.
There's nothing wrong with him. Give him a speed shoe maybe. So yeah, I think you give him a speed shoe, make him fat. Oh god, man. This
is going to be one of those sets where like the other cards are probably just as good. So you're like
just different
just buying. If you buy the top ones, you're just buying those because you're a big baller.
Yeah, literally.
You can get away with Eddie Curry. Well, what am I listening to? That sounds like goat cream.
I mean, it really does.
Half has on
better jumper.
Half hot zone hunter with hot zones everywhere. Like that's a big half hot zone hunter. And like he can shoot literally from anywhere on the court. Oh my god. I'm bursting coming off screens. I'm gonna have Shaq down there with him. Come off a screen, peek, green, pick and roll with Eddie Curry and Shaq. Whole game. That's it. We're gonna win just
you know how you guys were saying like they're usable cards. Let me tell you how usable they are. You know, I said that the Amis had more half badges than D Wade.
Yeah.
The Diamonds have got more Hoff badges than Kawhi. Wow. So if you're running Kawhi right now, you really need to think about whether some of these cards should be replacing it.
You might be behind. You might be behind. That's what I'm saying.
Kawhi's still hooping, man. That Ray Allen base is still hooping, man. Hello.
Kawhi's still good, but like it's just a comparison, right? Everyone's still running Kawhi, and we're getting Amethyst and Diamonds at that level that are going to be like 3K in the auction house.
Jeez.
The only thing that's going to hold Kawhi in people's lineups is just like kind of like your little ego about because you got him. That's the only reason
That is very true. That is very true.
You're going to be like, I ain't giving up all their hard work for these damn diamond cards.
Yeah. Forget the hard work. That is one card I could go to, and it's going. You get a 70% contest. He gonna green that with sharp takeover. That Hall of Fame study.
He's still a goat. He's still a goat. But he's about to get moved out real quick.
Yeah, I mean he's got blinders on next gen as well, right? So that probably makes him a better card there. But this whole set is like current gen made as well, I think.
Yeah, there's no steady on a lot of them.
Yeah, Pink Diamond Bol.
That card.
7'2", 7'7" wingspan, run at power forward, 32 Hall of Fame badges, Hoff range. Let me just run you through his like shooting badges. Hoff range, Deadeye, catch and shoot, corner specialist, all on a 7'2" card. Got quick first step as well, 92 3 ball. I mean, quick dribble style on Bol.
You know he could pro 2 on next gen, right? He could curry slide on next gen.
Can he? He's not too tall.
Lord.
Nah, I think he's under. No, that's only
because
on
of the weight.
Gen. Next gen,
it's because of the weight.
Right.
Wow. Are you telling me that Jazz get that damn lineup in there right now?
I mean, genuinely.
Ham with that. That is like you could literally pick up 5 of these players, and I'm not talking about the high end ones, like a couple of the diamonds and then some of the opals or whatever, and you could just run that for the rest of this damn game.
You could run the worst 10 cards in this set competitively on unlimited. You could,
and probably till in game. Like that's how good these cards are.
Yeah.
These cards are amazing.
You know how I know they were end games when I saw that the Dark Matters a year ago. LeBron had dropped out of position, and he had about 40-something Hall of Fame badges, low 20s gold badges, and Ben Simmons is similar. I'm like, oh yeah, these are end game cards. And LeBron was my point guard until the very last day of 2K20. So these cards right here, oh man, game changing. Yeah. They're done. End game, bro.
I mean, we're gonna get another Simmons like 2 weeks before the end of the game. Until then, he's gonna be up there. Pink Diamond Andre Miller. I'll touch on that really quickly. 99 offense and defense, which is interesting. He's got Showtime, 4 General Dimer, quick first step clamps. He's only got gold range. He's 6'4", which is the downside, and gold range. But he's got 36 Hall of Fame badges on a Pink Diamond card.
What's that?
I'm still cracking up at that because I knew they would make him the bad guard.
I
knew that they always rob him of a really, really good card. But
yeah, he's a reward card, so that's why.
His jump shot, hot zones everywhere, but his jump shot, I believe, is jump shot 37.
Yeah. He's
Bill Walton base. Yeah. Oh, wait, it's a Ricky Rubio base. It's not bad.
Yeah, Ricky.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, everything's on very quick now. So I think even what we know about jumpers has changed. Like, if there's a jumper you didn't like before, you were using it on normal. Like,
so you would use Russell Westbrook on very quick, Jazz?
No. Anyway. Does he even make the top 50 anymore? That's
hey.
Answer.
Hey. No Westbrook.
We waiting for it. We waiting for that dark matter.
Dark matter. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show y'all something.
Let's see. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be a tough sell at that point, whenever he comes out. All right, Pink Diamond Kyle Corver basically has every shooting badge on Hall of Fame. Like when I say basically, I mean everything apart from deep fades and steady shooter / blinders. 6'7" shooting guard. Got Hoff clamps, Hoff intimidator on Kyle Corver, 99 3 ball, quick dribble style. That is a very usable card.
Like he's actually usable. Like Kyle Corver used to be that card. You just sit in the corner, shoot the ball for me. Now you could come up here, you could create something with Kyle Corver, have him sit in the corner. He can shoot he could play defense. There's no reason to take him out. And being that he's 6'7", that's a good height for a shooting guard. What's his wingspan on? Are you know it or
I don't know. Is
it 7 foot?
So we really gonna be crisscrossing and with Kyle Corver, bro. Like he gonna be zigzagging. I'm gonna be quick stopping.
6'9" wingspan.
Kyle Corver. That's crazy. That's cool though. Like finally we get a Kyle Corver that's respectable. Because you're right. He's literally just a cone usually. Like he's just a cone.
It's the best damn cone ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
When that Ruby came out, it was annoying as hell.
Yeah. He's just the dumbest shots ever.
Yeah, people put it up from everywhere. Every full white went in with him, didn't it, at the time? Pink Diamond Caruso. This is an interesting card.
Caruso.
6'5" point guard, 29 Hall of Fames, Showtime, range, dimer, quick first step, unpluckable, clamps, heart crusher, interceptor, intimidator, 94 3 ball, 96 speed with ball, quick dribble style, Pro 2, and he's got Cliff Hagan's jumper on very quick, which was one of my favorite cards in terms of
that jump shot was so funky.
Caruso, I love Caruso too. So like that's a fun that's like a fan favorite
That's a
card
funky
that they've just
jump
added
shot.
in here.
Well, Hagan's
fan favorites.
Yeah, that I remember using it. It was like so like it just felt like he was just
so
float.
green.
He was green, man, because he got a baited jump shot. Nobody want to use that.
It's on very quick though.
Yeah, very quick. Very quick fixes all jump shots. Giannis's fixes
Everything.
it. Ben Simmons fixes it because all it does is take away every little thing in that's ugly of a jump shot, and it just makes it smooth. Everything's smooth. It's just one motion.
Jaquel, my console is coming this week, so you might see some next gen Josh.
I'll tell you what, next gen's overrated anyway. So you're probably going to be back to current gen on your own PS5.
Nah, I think I need a break from current gen. I almost smashed my whole monitor today. I think I need a break. From
Why are you raging playing TTO, Josh?
It's because I don't want. That's the thing. I don't want to play. I want Danny Ferry. You know how many times? Yo, you see how there's 6 cards in the final reward. You know how many times I got 5 tokens on the board? Like what? Those numbers don't even make sense. I should be more likely to see a player than some damn tokens. And then when I do see a player, it's Katino Mobley, Amethyst. I was like, I'm done. After that, I ended the stream. I said, we're done. I said, we're ending the stream after.
Josh played like 6 games and lost his damn mind. Like.
Oh, that's good.
Literally like 6. It's 4 days. You got 4 days. You'll get it. Don't worry. I'm gonna try and get Demar. I'm gonna try and get Demar on the.
Just buy him. His price is gonna be low. Just buy him.
I'll get it for free. That's how I roll. I'll get things for free. All right. Let's talk about Galaxy Opal Rudy Gay. This is one of the cards I'm interested in picking up. 6'8" small forward, 7'3" wingspan, 37 Hall of Fame badges. Like all the main ones. I'm not even gonna bother going through them. He's also got Rudy's jumper on very quick dribble style Pro 2.
One of the best jumpers in the game.
The only issue is he needed to be shooting guard eligible. At 6'7", small forward now, it's a bit tough. If he was shooting guard eligible, I genuinely would have picked him up today.
Why not? You could run him at the 3. He's 6'8" with a 7'3" wingspan. That's still usable.
I've got Danny Ferry at the 3.
Why is Danny Ferry not playing the 4? He's 6'10".
Yeah. I'm actually running D-Rob at 4 now.
Yeah,
D-Rob shouldn't even be in your lineup anymore after this job.
Don't hate because you fell asleep.
No. He shouldn't even be in lineups anymore. You know what I said?
Talking about cards you don't have.
Remember what I said about half range?
You can't be in your lineup because you ain't got him.
Half range. You know what I'm saying? We still running cards with no half range after this content drop. Come on.
D-Rob can play, bro. He can do everything else. He can shoot as well. D-Rob's jumper's nice. You wouldn't know. I mean, try him out.
I was on your account, please. Guys, if you haven't seen, go check out the gameplay I dropped on D-Rob talking about having dropped 50 points with him. I used that card.
Yeah, man. One game is definitely all you need.
And I use it in tournaments on Jazz's account. I was more green with him than Jazz was.
You keep hating and you could run your Ruby cards on your account in the next one.
Listen, I mean, it's been working. You know what I'm saying? We soon get a dark matter D-Rob anyways.
You've been playing well in comps recently. You've been doing your thing.
I've been watching Comp Jazz, on TTO. Just took some of his sauce, the snatchbacks.
Learn from the best, eh? Learn from the best. Let's talk about Galaxy Opal Penny. I'm really happy about this card, by the way.
Yeah.
I've wanted to see a good Penny in this game for a long, long time. 6'7" point guard, 6'10" wingspan, 37 half Showtime range, dimer clamps, 96 3 ball, 96 speed with ball, quick dribble style, Pro 2. He's got Ingram/Siakam's base.
Fine. That's all he needs to fix.
Yeah.
Jump shot. The only problem. He was never a bad card.
Yeah.
His jump shot was a problem. They fixed it. Kudos to 2K. That might be my point guard. Ben,
I'm thinking about it.
Ben and Penny.
Another JR Smith killer. There we go.
Yeah, just right.
He's top 5.
Smith killer.
He's a top 5 point guard for sure. Penny.
Yeah, quick dribble style.
Yeah.
I think he has quick dribble style.
He does.
You can move with him. So hey, Showtime, defense.
I mean, that Siakam jumper on very quick. I definitely want to test it out. I really want to try out what that jumper looks like.
Remember his Opal last year? That Opal Siakam, his jump shot so clean.
Yeah.
Like remember when you 5 out? Remember when you 5 out, he'd be top of the key. You just throw it. It don't even matter. He just be in there a little bit green in it. I'm like,
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that card's going to be serious.
Seriously good, man.
Probably the most underwhelming card in this set. Ironically, the only card that Josh has pulled is Kuzma.
Underwhelming? What's underwhelming about him?
6'9", he can't carry on current gen.
He can carry on current gen. I was curry siding with him today.
6'9"?
Yeah. He under the weight. Now he's under the weight requirement. I was using him today.
All right.
Yeah, it's got to be the weight.
Okay. He's got Jamal's base, quick dribble style. Maybe he's better than I thought.
Oh yeah. I mean, nice.
He did look all that to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
He has post move. His big thing is defense. Because I noticed too, I looked at his gold card. His gold card was 6'7". They actually made this card 6'8", which they did give him a boost. I believe he has a 7-foot wingspan, if I'm not mistaken.
I've got 6'9" written down. Is he not 6'9"?
He's 6'9"? No,
he's 6'9". He should be 6'9".
Oh no, yeah, he was 6'8". Now he's 6'9". That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was 6'8". He's 6'9" now. I think he has like a 7-foot wingspan. He was a lot better than I thought because I saw Kuzma. I was like, but I used him in TTO. Somebody tried to put me in a post with Kareem, and Kuzma got the stop 2 times. I said, okay, you can hoop. You might play on this team.
That's a W.
Yeah,
that's a W. I'll tell you about limited really quick. I was playing limited earlier, and I ran one. I made someone with Michael Red quit in the first quarter, which was epic. And second of all, my Markel Fultz matched up against Dark Matter Ben Simmons, and the guy must have pulled him right because it's the only way you could have got him in that time.
Right.
Markel Fultz got 2 blocks on Ben Simmons, just putting it out there.
Like vertical block, like chase down blocks, or just like off the vert? Chase down blocks.
One was chase down, one was like across the key. Yeah.
You should have told him. You should have got him. I can like sell him right now. Don't even sell Ben Simmons.
Dude, he rage quit.
He probably went to go sell Ben Simmons. That's what he went to go do. He don't know what the hell he's doing with that card.
Man, what are people doing with their money? Honestly, if you're gonna get bodied by Markel Fultz Ruby card, please stop picking up Ben Simmons.
Stop running up Simmons.
If I got a Simmons I can shoot, the first thing I'm doing is shooting with him. I don't care about the money. I'm coming off them screens and I'm shooting. You stop that, now try to stop me going to the rim, which is not very likely.
Dark Matter Steph. This card is definitely it's not usable, really. I mean, unless you're just a huge Steph Curry fan.
Unless you're Splash, you can't use this card.
I mean, even with Splash, he's gonna have better options than this, right? Like 6'3" height and wingspan. 6'3" wingspan at point guard ain't
so he's out here like this, basically. With a little T-Rex
compared to everyone else, 100%. He's literally going to be like he's a fly on the court compared to everyone else.
I mean, I don't know if his arms are long enough to even get a bump still. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
I said he actually wants that card, though. Like, I was surprised to see that.
That's just because it's his favorite player.
He could go crazy.
Splash can make that card look good. Anybody else, don't even get him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 47 Hall of Fame badges.
Damn.
Which is the second highest in the game.
How many goals?
He needs them all. He needs them all.
I don't know. I just got 47 else written down. 98 driving dunk as well on Steph. So that's interesting.
He'll still be usable, man. He'll still be fun. Like he's not going to be like moved off the court as long as you can hide him on your defense. Otherwise, you're screwed because
I'm just going to switch ball to him and that's game.
Yeah.
Remember what Deron did? Remember what Deron Williams did to me? Or did for me in the other game?
Yeah.
If I'd have had this Curry around this time, oh man. 60, 70 points. Might have won that game. Might have won that game. He just came half court just gunning it. He probably would have won us that game, man.
For sure. Shaq, next.
Oh,
Can I just point out something really weird?
Yeah.
We were playing Among Us last night, right? On Josh's stream. And my wife was playing. And at one point we started talking 2K and someone said, what card do you want to see tomorrow? Do you remember what Emma said?
Shaq was definitely one of those cards. I remember hearing that. Shaq was definitely Yao Ming. I remember Shaq, Yao Ming, and some a lot of cheesy cards.
Steph Curry was one.
Steph Curry.
Nice, Emma.
Yeah.
Oracle
Emma. You gave us Shaq, Emma. Nice.
My wife knows 5 NBA players and 2 of them came out today. That's good. Anyway, 48 Hall of Fame badges. So he's got the most. I'm just going to list a couple of Shaq's badges. Deadeye.
All right.
Range. Corner specialist. And basically everything else. 96 3 ball. Shaq base on very quick, which none of us know what that looks like right now. I mean,
probably better than Wilt. I'll tell you that. Probably better than Wilt.
It probably will be.
What in the world?
Deadeye on Shaq, bro, on Hoff.
Pick and pop.
Okay.
No,
Like
matter
if
of fact,
yeah.
Shaq is gonna be my point guard. Like that's gonna be my 5 out. Remember what I used to do with Kareem?
Yeah.
That's gonna be Shaq now. 5 out. Everybody get out the way. If Shaq gets stopped going to the paint, we're gonna try out, come out, try again. There's nobody that you could put in front of that card to stop him. Not many cards.
It's gonna be crazy, man. I don't know. Yeah, how do you stop Shaq?
You don't.
you
foul him.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't even know. I don't even know how this looks. I don't even know how this looks because, okay, now you can run Ben Simmons, KD, Danny Ferry. Who can run a power forward? Can you run Kareem or
Bobo at the 4.
Bobo? You can run Bobo at the 4, Shaq at the 5. Who are you guarding?
What kind of lineup is that? Is a lineup of hell. Like that's, you know how tall, like you know how many people's gonna be in and out of lanes in that lineup. Like you're just trying to.
You know how fast I can move. So like, here's the thing too. Like today is officially rest in peace to small players. Rest in peace. They are gone. Do not use them online unless you want to get smacked. That's pretty much what it is.
Are we literally at that point now where the only thing that matters is height?
Height, yeah. It has to be height now. You just can't get away with it.
Shaq shooting, height matter. You got a Shaq out here shooting from.
It's pretty much going to be the only thing that's going. This happened for like 4 months at the end of last year, right? Everyone was just waiting for PG Giannis or what, just another card that could compete with Simmons. We're literally in the same place. Let's talk about Simmons. 6'10" point guard, 7-foot wingspan. I mean, Curry running up against that's a bad time. 44 Hall of Fame badges. Again, he's got range, he's got dead eye, catch and shoot. Simmons based on very quick. I don't know what that looks like, but I'm assuming it's good.
Listen, guys, all I'm gonna say is, I know y'all used to hear me complain about Pink Diamond Ben Simmons. You gonna hear me complain a lot more. I'm gonna have Simmons myself, but when I tell you that Pink Diamond Ben Simmons could not be stopped. They give one that could shoot. Oh man!
You literally said you would never pick up Ben Simmons.
Oh yeah, I had to check Jazz. I can't. Like, what do I have to counter that right now? Penny is getting ran through, and like I gotta just fight fire with fire at this point. Ben Simmons shooting, and I got the MT to work with. You think I'm gonna pass up on this opportunity? I thought we was getting LeBron today. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting to get LeBron. We got Simmons.
Oh, he's next. He's next. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, Simmons is only here until LeBron comes. He's just the placeholder. LeBron.
But LeBron's on his way.
I think Giannis will be the next one. I think the Giannis will be the first card to stop then. I think that's what we'll see. Yeah.
LeBron will be in the new season.
Yes,
but like
he's gonna be
the fast.
Yes, he fast. The first pack job, and he's gonna have even crazier. He's probably gonna come out with like 55 Hoff badges, 17 gold.
But look, that Simmons, if you manage to pull that Simmons or whatever you buy him, you can have him for the rest of the game. I promise you. He's here to stay. Like that Simmons is. What am I seeing?
Yeah, that's crazy. It's devastating. We'll talk more about this later. I'm really gonna talk to you guys about why you shouldn't pick up these cards. And there's 2 reasons why you should pick up these cards. If not, wait 2 weeks for the super packs. Wait for the start of next season. Let the price crash happen. That's inevitably going to come from TTO. I want to talk about a few other things as well, because I think something people don't realize is the TTO boards, which we will discuss later, is going to affect the whole market. It's going to cause cards like Kareem to crash. It's going to cause cards like T-Mac to crash. There's going to be a lot going on. But yeah, we'll pick that up later because it's that time of the week. It's guest time and it's a big one. Okay, guys. So as I said earlier, we've got JayCanada on the podcast this week. This is huge. I've been basically harassing him for 3 months. Finally got there. It was totally worth it. He's over 200 subscribers on YouTube. He's a creator of Spin to Win, which is probably my favorite series on YouTube, and his new channel, Basketball Cinema, as well. So, guys, please welcome JayCanada to the OurTeam podcast. How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing well. This is a very diverse time zone podcast. I'm sensing like we're all like, I don't even know. We're extending throughout the 24 hours in a day, but it's kind of awesome, I think.
Yeah. Cool. It's kind of weird because usually when we do this, someone's like on each of our time zones. So it really ends up badly for one person, but because you're slightly off, it's worked out quite well for all of us. Like,
oh, there you go.
Yeah. It's 6 o'clock in the morning for Jakel. He's literally just woken up to the content news. So he's digested it. First question, Jay. It's always our first question for every guest that we have on. What are your thoughts on 2K21 in general?
Man, I'm probably like the least interesting person to ask about this because, and it comes up all the time, right? Like when I'm streaming, when I'm in other people's streams, like how you rank 2K games is like such a hot topic all the time. It's like, oh, right? Like 2K19 is better than 2K17, and 2K18 is definitely the worst since this year. Like those conversations just don't interest me because I'm weird in that, like, yes, I can tell you what game I probably think technically was better, but the way this whole thing works, and by way of being a content creator specifically, I'm going to play 2K every year, right? Like I just am. Even if I wasn't a content creator, I would. So like 2K18, is that the consensus, like worst one of the last bunch of years? Like I still played that game a ton. And while I was playing it, I enjoyed it. So like specifically about 2K21, I enjoy it. Like the thing that I think sets apart this year's game from a specifically MyTeam perspective is the agenda stuff. That was like a huge game changer to me. It hooked me right away. I got that Steph Curry, and it was a bit more of a grind in that first season. And like not a lot of people had that card, and it was just something where now it's taking us into each avenue in the game mode. Like you got to play some triple threat online, offline, MyTeam, unlimited, limited. So for me, like from a content perspective, I don't think there's been a year better than 2K21. And as much as I said I enjoy each game I play every year, I also dislike a lot of things about the game every year because I'm not good at it. I don't know, but so I'm good with 2K21, man. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for content, there's not been a game close. You could argue just in the sports arena and as a whole in video games that there's not been much close to this. It's been really good. We have to talk about Spin to Win. Like, you know, we've spoken before. I got into the Spin to Win series during lockdown last year, so like March. I binge watched every episode, and I haven't missed an episode since. Where did the concept come from? That was probably my first question. Where did you come up with the idea? How did you come up with the idea?
So for those of you that watching, or if you guys remember, like spin the wheel videos is what they were called, were like really popular in the 2K16 sphere, like Lost and Unbound, and well, he was the one that did it mostly, and TD Presents, and a lot of these guys were doing it. And that idea was lifted, if I'm not mistaken, from the FIFA community, which like all of these kind of videos were originally. So then I started doing that, and it was fun because in 2K16, 17, those videos got a lot of views. Like I remember being able to upload a spin the wheel video when my channel was first like blowing up, having success, and it was like, boom, 100K. Like I could rely on that, which was so crazy to think back on, because now I don't have that. It's just the way things have changed. So anyways, like at that time, I would upload them probably like once every 2 weeks, once a week, spin the wheel videos. Anyways, after 2K17 happened, which was like still to date my best year with the game, which is crazy, still crazy to think about. 2K18 happened, and as we all remember, I just talked about it, probably wasn't the greatest game, probably wasn't the greatest MyTeam, and it really affected viewership. And it was about, I wish I would have gone back and looked. I feel like it was about like November, December of 2K18 when I was like, oh my gosh, my channel has like fallen off crazily from where it was during the summer of 2K17. And it really had. And it was, you know, it was the same for everybody. Like those views were just so far down. And I realized like, okay, I want to do this like full time consistently. I can't just be uploading like 3 times a week and you know, like I'm not getting those 100K view videos every once in a while. So, you know, long story short, I sought out like a series that I could have that was consistent. I just wanted a series. And at the same time, I was also really falling in love with the content made by MMG, who's a famous, popular Madden YouTuber. And the long story short of all this, where did Spin to Win come from? I basically lifted his Wheel of Mutt series. The idea of that, like, oh, this is like something people can get invested in that has nothing to do with 2K, but like, it's just me, like, it's my own thing inside the MyTeam world. So, and I don't think my series is really anything like his, other than we both spin some wheels and play some games. But that's where it originated, and it just became something I'm 95% sure it was 2K18. I should probably know that off the top of my head. But either way, it's been
some of your viewers probably know.
Yeah, it's been something that people have just have gravitated towards, and lots of interaction on my channel. That's the best thing too.
I think the great thing about it is the kind of cliffhanger concept. Like, it's highly addictive to watch because there kind of isn't an end, and you know, whatever happens at the end of that episode, you can't just leave it there. You have to watch the next one to see what happens, and it just keeps going and going and going.
He's good at creating a story, like with his videos. I actually was just telling Jazz that. Jazz, there was a time, I think a month ago, you had dropped a Spin the Win video, and Jazz was like, yo, this is from Jake. Yo, go check this video. This is one of the best videos I ever seen. And I'm not sure if I remember this correctly. I think Wade missed a shot to win the game. I think it was like deep pass.
Season 2 finale.
I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, you got hoed that entire they were hoeing, and I'm watching. I'm like, yo, this is what next gen is like. I said, I don't know if I'm ready for this, man. But it was like the story you create in your videos, even with your I think you did the family lineup video. I just checked that out.
Yeah.
The story you create, it's like you start off like talking about Fast and Furious. I'm like, Fast and Furious? I thought this was 2K. And then it's like you connect it into the video. I'm like, I like what you did. You're really good at doing that, though. Really good at doing that.
Oh, first of all, thank you. And that's the thing. Like, if I don't know if you wanted to ask me eventually more about, you know, content that I create. Like, I've always created content that like I enjoy, right? And unfortunately, okay, I say this, it sounds like I have these major regrets, which I want to convey that I absolutely don't. But like, unfortunately, the 2K, the MyTeam community has kind of gone away from like the content that I grew up with and that I enjoy, which was like, I obviously edited videos for him, as a lot of people know, but like I loved Lost and Unbound content, which were like one-off videos where he was putting a lot of, through me vicariously as well, editing like a lot of work into them, and they were like a 10 to 15 minute, like, this is going to be super entertaining, and it was, you know, dropping daily, and each video was like a banger, right? Like, I begrudge nobody for the way they make content or put it out nowadays. It's just, it doesn't necessarily mesh anymore with what I do. But thankfully I have I have a very loyal audience that still watches these things and still gets invested. So with things like Spin to Win, like, that's something that I enjoy watching. Like, I enjoy binge watching Netflix, whatever the show is. And what does TV do? TV gives you like a 20 or a 40 minute episode that, oh, you're really interested in, but then also you need to see what comes next.
Yeah.
So like you have the personality for it. So like you're really good at, like, and I know you like The Office too. I know that's something. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. I just got into The Office. I think like last year I watched it during COVID, and I seen you made the little Michael Scott joke with the fast liner video.
It's like every other video, dude.
I do it all the time.
Really? I gotta check out more, man. But like that's like you said, like the community right now is straight away from entertaining. And like, you know, that content, it doesn't get the recognition deserved. Because like you said, I grew up on that too. Like I used to watch Shaking. Was it Shaking? No, I used to watch Nick the Bulls Fan. I used to watch Cash Nasty, Jester Laser. Like, you know, the entertaining, you know, not to say people now aren't entertaining, but it's more just became real like sweaty, I guess, or competitive. I don't know what to call it, but like, no, that's the thing. Like, it's just like, I want them to bring it back. And I don't really watch 2K videos like that anymore.
Yeah, no,
like,
you're right.
Like you are definitely rare.
You're right with that. Like today, the day we're recording this on Friday, huge content drop. Like they basically took a week off. 2K drive. Oh, here's a Mellow that can't do anything, and then like huge. And I woke up today and like, because that's not me. That isn't me. I was like, oh, this is cool, but then I'm also like, you know, this is where like I have no chance at gaining this big percentage of the 2K MyTeam viewer audience, because guess what? I'm not going to drop like these are the cards that are dropping in an hour. These are the cards that have now dropped. Here's gameplay with one or two of those. You know, again, people do that and people watch that. So I'm not ever going to be like, oh, this sucks. But it's just, you know, I wish that's where things wouldn't have gone, because that's not, you know, that's just not me. And I care too much I care too much about quality that like there's been stretches over the last few years where I've been like, okay, let me give this a shot, where I'm like uploading 2 times a day, you know, with like what's relevant. And that's just not me. And that's not really my audience. So, yeah, it's fun.
Yourself, man. You're doing your thing. Even if it like, I feel like somebody like you, because it's not a lot of people still doing that, you're still gonna have success within this. You're still gonna have success.
You know what's weird as well? Like, you say like content like this, you know, it almost doesn't bother you because you know you're not going to be doing new videos on it or whatever. You're one of the first people I think of when I think of content like this, because looking at, like, we just went through all the content, like we literally went through every card that was released today, and the thought of you picking up even some of those amethysts off one of your spin boards now. I mean, there's 18 Hoff badges, more Hoff badges than D Wade, and you went crazy with that card. Like,
D Wade the choke, by the way. He sold my man's that game.
Okay, sorry, I forgot to comment on that. That was, if anybody like is a fan of me watching this right now, and like you probably watched that video, that was like a complete coincidence. Like, I'll tell you guys, full disclosure, there are times when you know, like I'll before I start a game, like I'll back out of it if I know it's not going to be a good matchup, or if it's not going to make for good content. Like, that's just the virtue of making these videos. That game that you're referring to was the end of one of my seasons. I think it was season 2 of Spin to Win. So for people that were invested in the series, they knew that coming, like that video dropping on whatever it was, a Tuesday or Friday, was going to be my Spin to Win NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. And then I got into it, like I boot up a MyTeam Unlimited game, and boom, there's an opponent, and I was like, all right, like this should be an interesting game. Like, sometimes it's crazy how things like that work out, where all of a sudden I'm in this game and I'm like, oh shoot, I might lose and this is going to be a sweaty game. And then it was like overtime and double OT, and I think I choked at one point, and then he got blessed on another point. And I was sitting, I remember I recorded that video like for well over an hour, which is way longer than a normal video goes.
It's usually like, what, a 40-minute record? Like,
yeah, something like that, you know, because it's like a 25-minute game. And I was like, I was legitimately devastated that I lost. And then it took me, you know, 5 or 6 minutes, and I was like, at least this is going to make a great video. And it was. So
I've never seen you rage like that, ever. Like, that was one of the first things, like, look, when I was sharing that video around, I was like, I've never seen Jay angry. You threw something. What did you throw? Was it
a pillow? I think it was a pillow, right? It was a pillow.
I threw, I have my couch back here. It's funny, like, I had a friend who a while back was helping me with editing some of my videos. That happened, I think 2K20. And he was like, dude, you gotta rage more. Like, you just gotta let loose more. And I'm like, I don't want to, you know. It's just and that's something that's also funny, because he too was, you know, he was raised in this with like the Cash, you know, like Cash, if you guys remember Cash in his early days.
Yeah.
Because I remember it when I first became aware of him. It's because he was just like this crazy dude yelling at the game. Like, that's So
that's everyone now, I think.
I think so. And I've never been that guy, and I still am not. But there's some times where I'm just like legitimately angry at playing the game.
You should have seen me this morning playing TTO online. You seen the ball drops? You see how they made the rewards?
Yeah.
Don't even, if you don't want to rage, don't even look at your don't even, like, I was about to send this monitor out the window today. Don't even look at the game, man.
One of the best edits you've done was when you put the Avengers theme, didn't you, into that spin to win final. There's a point where you're like coming back, and it really rubs it up. You do turn it into a movie. Like, I was legit getting hyped. I was picturing like Black Panther coming back in my head. Like, it was just psychologically, it's brilliant. You've got No Money Spent going on as well. You're doing a bit more on that this year, I think, than previous years, right? Like, you're really into it, I think, this year.
Sort of. Last year, so again, going back in the vault, 2K17, when I didn't know what I was doing on YouTube, I was just making videos. I created I can't remember what I called it. But I know it was in mirroring what Jesser did. If you guys remember Jesser, he used to do a series. It was
Pack and Play or something?
No, I think he just called it like MyTeam Online. And he built a lineup, but I think he did no money. I think it was like an early version of a no money spent. So in 2K17, I did that. And again, I was actually pretty early in. I don't think anybody else was really doing that other than Jesser. But at that point, it was just like, I think it was called MyTeam Online. I was just like, I'd fire up the game. I had like 5,000 MT, and I would buy like, you know, like Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. They were like an Emerald duel at the time, and then play one game, and that was it. Like, that was my series, and it did really good numbers. So then each year I kind of got into it in one way, shape, or form, like a budget or a no money spent series. But then it was last year where at this time last year, I started it in the end of February, basically March. And that's right when COVID happened. I think it all played into it. More people staying at home.
Yeah.
And it like really boomed. That was really good for my channel last year. So I tried it again this year at the exact same time, the same situation. And, you know, it's been fine. It's done pretty good numbers and stuff. But to be honest, outside of the YouTube sphere of it, because I had to, when I realized, okay, these videos aren't quite doing as well as they did last year, I was like, what's the point of me playing on this second account? But then I realized, just from an enjoyment factor, it kind of is fun. It is just an extra sense of accomplishment where like I'm not spending money on it. And guess what? I can go toe to toe with basically anybody online, and I can't, like, I'm going to get the J.R. Smith sometime this weekend. Like, there's just something weird. I just enjoy the idea of like starting fresh like 2 months ago, and now look at my account.
I mean, this game has been so great for nobody spent as well.
Yeah.
I was telling the guys, in my 10, like my 5 starters and 5 off the bench, I've got 1 viable card, which is Kareem. The rest is all your daddy ferries and whatnot. You got ferry? Have you got ferry?
I haven't, no. So
you can get him on TTO.
I saw that, and that's not going to go well. I'm planning on, after we finish recording this podcast, I'm gonna stream like I usually do on Fridays, and I'm gonna attempt to go through the TTO board like once, and I don't even know if I'll make it. Like, I'll probably lose and I'll probably rage. But
I saw you try and do it the other day. It
wasn't pretty. No, but I just got Julius Randle off the TTO board when they did that event on Wednesday or Thursday. So now I'm like, just without insider information, the way I think we all kind of view what 2K does, I'm like, okay, they gave me something 2 days ago. What are the chances I get the thing now 2 days later, you know? So
I mean, you should check my luck. I mean, I get everything first time. Just so you know, I literally I ran the board twice last week, and I got Harper on both board runs. So I got 4 Harpers in 2 TTO runs. He
goes by Vault Guard. That's he goes by Vault Guard, by the way.
Hashtag
there you
Vault Guard.
Yeah. I think I'm like RNG God now. I think that's where I am. Let's talk about your partnership with 2K, Jay, because actually I've got a kind of a question that leads on from the last thing we said. You literally did a video like this week, right, talking about TTO offline, saying whether they were worth it or not. And then 2 days later, we've got, you know, jacked vaults going on and, you know, crazy stuff in TTO.
Yeah.
You obviously partner with them. Do you think you have an influence over anything they do?
I'm speechless because now I'm like, wait a minute, that did happen. You're right. You know, I'm not. People have. I don't actually. I shouldn't say this. I don't want to make like a straw man because I don't know what people think about us who are partners with 2K now. I don't know what the vibe is. I just know it used to be like an eye roll thing where people are like, oh, partnered with 2K. So, and I see it, especially. I think I see it mostly when I see Henry the Blasian because he's a partner as well. When he tweets stuff or says stuff, I see people replying to him like, oh, you have to say nice things. And it's so weird because that's not it at all. Like I became a partner with 2K when did I become a partner? I think in the summer, I officially became a partner. And it was basically like, it's so just the general crux of it is like, yeah, they want people to like promote their games in certain opportunities. So I get the chance to like give away cards every once in a while, be a part of these locker code things, which is cool. And there's no restriction. Like that's some misconception that's always been there about partnerships where it's like, oh, you can't say anything bad. And that's not true at all.
Yeah.
All they make it clear is that if they hop onto your stream or see on Twitter and you are like you're going beyond criticizing to you are bashing, that's when like it's common sense. Maybe it's because you know, I'm an adult, right? Like I'm mid-20s. I'm not a child. I understand the concept of like, okay, if you're working with a company, you can't like bash and you can't like threaten and say things about Ronnie. And like it's such common sense. But they let us be critical. Like when I posted that video where I'm kind of like, dude, this game mode kind of sucks. Like it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth your time. I was never scared, and I'm still not, that they're going to come and be like, hey, Jay, remember you're a partner. Instead, it's like you said, it is possible that somebody from 2K watched it and took that feedback. But to be honest, like I'm just going along with like the content that I kind of make. I'm just slightly less involved with like the minutia of the mode and like what people's concerns are.
Yeah.
Like I rarely make videos like the one I did the other day. So I know there's other people, like there's a I don't think it's a problem if I reveal this. There's like a Discord channel with all of us creators, and I think there's some devs in there. I'm actually not sure. Or there's people who can relay info to them. There's other people who are much more vocal than I am in that about like, hey, you know, maybe we do this, maybe we do that. But I do know for a fact that, I don't know if you guys recall a couple months ago when they did the exchange with Evan Fournier was in there, and you needed Siku Dombaya and Killian Hayes, but you needed original owner.
Yeah, and it was only VC only packs. Yeah.
Yes, there was, I believe it was, maybe I shouldn't say just in case, but there was a partner who was very vocal in the Discord like immediately and was like, hey guys, it's kind of crazy. And then they switched it. And I know for a fact that was as a result of our feedback. So if you're listening to this, watching this, and you have any preconceived notions of us as partners, like it's probably wrong. They just don't want us leading the front line of like fire Ronnie 2K or you know, refund or whatever people say. They want us to give them feedback, not to start a mob against them. And also, as the other side note, like they don't pay me very much. It's just what I do. Like I make 2K content. So when they were like, hey, do you want to be a partner and like give away cards sometimes? And yeah, we'll pay you a little bit. Like, what was I gonna say? No, like, anyways,
I could imagine, especially like you grew up playing 2K, like for you. Right? So of course, like even me, like I grew up playing 2K. As much as I come at this game, if they offered me, I'm like, look, I used to play this game when I was like 11, 12. I'm working with a company I used to play with. Of course, I wouldn't. Like, who wouldn't want to turn that down? You know what I'm saying?
Like don't tell the higher ups at 2K this. But if they were to come to me and say, hey Jay, we're gonna face scan you and put you in the game, which like I hope once COVID's over, maybe that's an opportunity. Like we're gonna face scan you, we'll bring you out to a 2K launch event. And they said that was it, they weren't gonna pay me. I probably still would have said yes. Like who
wouldn't?
Like I'm in the game. Like I'll go to my friend. Are you in 2K? Exactly.
So
the absolute truth is like 99% of people who do bash this game on a daily basis still wouldn't turn that opportunity down, right? Like
exactly.
Of course not.
Right. Like one of the things that 2K did do for you, and unfortunately I had to deal with in part, is this recent locker code and your stream, which went bananas. Like I'm a mod on Jay's Twitch, and usually there's a couple hundred of us chilling in there, usually chatting about The Office or Marvel movies. It's all very, very chill. And that one just went nuts. So Jay had like the last part of the locker code, right, to kind of finish it off. What was going through your mind when you saw you went from like 100 viewers to over 10,000 viewers on Twitch?
Jeez.
I was like genuinely like just blown away, honestly. And you probably remember that. Like I was like, I couldn't stop talking about how many people were watching, and I was like aware. I was like, this is not good stream. Nobody cares. Like, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but people are probably like, dude, shut up. Like, just act like you've been there before. But like, I was trying to explain this to my wife after. I was like, I had 10,000 viewers. That is never going to happen again. And she was like, oh no, like she's very optimistic. She was like, no, be positive. That's something to strive for. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like nobody gets 10,000 viewers. Like I was out
250.
I was out pulling Ninja at that time. Like that doesn't happen.
I mean, you matched the 250k final. That's what you matched for views.
That's crazy.
250k JayCanada. That's the name. 250k JayCanada.
Man, it was. I mean, I wish it was a more extended time so I could have run some more ads. But you know, it was just weird because I had like I again this weekend on Sunday I'm giving away another. You know, I'm doing another card giveaway, and the way that works is they one of the folks from the community like relations whatever, he'll just send me a Discord message and just says every week he says, are you interested in a card giveaway? And I say yes or no. So I was like, yeah, 1 p.m. Sunday Pacific time. That's just when I like to do it. And then it was followed up by an email from another fellow who said, we want you to be a part of this mystery locker code. And I was like, I'll be honest, I was like, oh boy, because there's some things with 2K that don't always go smoothly, with execution of these things.
Yeah.
And then flash forward to Sunday, I saw that Fangs, who is, a part of the community, I guess, with these things, she had given out a locker code that was not her name. Or sorry, that wasn't her name.
Yeah, it was someone
and then
else's.
I looked at mine and I was like, wait a minute, my code was Fang5. And that's when I was like, oh shoot, I think I have her locker code, because Henry the Blasian's part of the code was HTB. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what the exact framing of my code is. This has to be wrong. So I was panicking that morning, like an hour before the stream. And then I saw that JD's code was JC10, something like that. So I was like, oh, okay. And then we got into the stream and there was like 700, 800 people there when I was like, I'm giving away Kobe. And I was like, oh man, people really want this Kobe. And I said right at the beginning of that stream, you'll remember, I was like, I'm giving this away in 1 hour, my part of the code. And then as it was like 10, 15 minutes out, I had in succession, I had Carlos message me, DM me, Carlos Story, and he was like, what's your part? I think he asked me for my part of the code early. I was like, and then I had DBG and Henry both DM me saying, hey, just made a video. You're probably going to have some people come into your stream. Like, I think they had both made a video like 30 minutes out saying the final part of this mystery locker code is coming. And that's when it went bananas. And I was like, dude, let's put on slow mode. And I saw it creeping up. I remember looking over and it was like 6,000. I was like, what in the world? And then my computer was like, it was dropping frames like crazy because of the chat widget on my streaming software. And then it only showed me 10K like after I'd given the code away. So I knew for sure it was like just really delayed. And then it was just weird. I was like, dude, there was really 10K people in here. And
I think that was like after that stream was probably the weirdest I've seen the 2K community be all year. Like, people were saying you were milking. Like, you literally couldn't release it until a specific time. Like, we're all sitting there. We all know this. People are like, he's milking it. And not only that, but leading up to it, you played the most epic game of Unlimited. So
yeah.
You won with a buzzer beater. It's like, what more can you ask for, really? It was
third quarter JayCanada.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was literally one person. I mean, again, I don't know. It was a unique experience where I couldn't read the chat. So maybe people were saying stuff, but it was one person on Twitter who DBG interacted with, where this guy was like, he screwed us over, because if he would have just given his part of the code, if you guys remember, there was like a Ty Lue, 1 or 2 that people got from that code by typing it backwards.
Yeah.
So this guy was like, oh, if he would have given us the code, like what? You would have been like, I'm going to type this backwards. Like, that is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he was like,
the person who did it got it at the same time as everyone else. So like,
I know. And like, the thing is, people have been scarred by creators in the past who have done that, literally holding a code hostage. And that's why I was so clear throughout my stream. You'll remember, I just kept repeating, I'm giving away Dark Matter Kobe after one unlimited game. That's what I always say, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah.
And I'm giving away my part of the code at 2 p.m. Pacific time. I said that like 9,000 times. So even if you felt like I was like milking it, whatever, you could have gone out and then come back in at 2 p.m. when I said, and I lived up to my word. I gave it out at like 1:59:50. Like it,
yeah.
So anyways, it was a fun experience.
Stream. It was a W stream from my perspective. I didn't mod anything because everything was moving too quickly. I just sat back and enjoyed it. I'll just be honest. So Jay, you've got a new channel now as well. About a month old, I think, about 6 weeks to a month. I remember you talking about this for a while, that it was going to come out, then it dropped. Basketball Cinema, the second channel. I'll just give you my perspective on it really quickly. Like, there was probably a 4 or 5 year gap where I basically just stopped watching basketball. Like, I watched it when I was younger, and I've watched it sort of the last 3 or 4 years. I got back into it again quite heavily. It's been awesome for me as someone who's like trying to fill in the gaps and kind of almost feel like you were there. The commentary that you deliver, like, one of the lines you said is Kyrie in the finals is like seeing Leonardo da Vinci in his prime. Like, just epic ways to kind of relive these games. Is this a passion project for you? Is that what this is?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try not to just talk forever and ever about this because it makes me feel really like I'm full of myself and like I just love talking about myself. But to be honest, this is just like, it's been like you mentioned, I think I've uploaded 8 videos. So 2 months since I launched. I had the idea for this channel last year at this time, like a full year ago. Like, again, when you guys probably feel the same way, when COVID hit, things changed, right? Like, because it was like, okay, I have more time on my hands. I'm alone more. Like, I'm not going places. So like when that happened, in my head, just like, I just think a lot, man. Like I just think a lot. And I was like, this, like the idea came. Okay. So the idea came to me. I'm not being very eloquent here, but the idea came to me in that I've always wanted to do like an NBA basketball channel because I enjoy the game and I love it. And I've tried probably 2 times to make like an NBA news channel or an NBA reaction channel. And both times I've just given up after like 2 weeks. And there's varying reasons for that. But the main one is obviously I just like wasn't passionate about it. And again, the NBA news stuff, which is like, if you hit it right and you do it, it's like instant big numbers on YouTube. But you have to be kind of like we were talking about with MyTeam, like you have to be willing to like make 4 or 5 videos a day, like just volume shoot. And that just, even in this basketball, when I thought about an NBA channel, that's just never worked for me. So I, again, using something I like watching myself on YouTube, I love telling this story because people are usually like, what the heck? I had the idea for a basketball channel, the way I made it, from watching one of my favorite YouTubers, which is a channel called Dead Meat, which is a horror movie channel. Right?
Wow.
That's
yeah. Yeah, blows your mind. So if you look it up, his name, the guy who runs it, his name is James. It's huge.
Say the name of the channel again.
Dead Meat. Just
Dead
Meat.
Yeah, I think it's at 5 or 6 million subscribers right now.
Wow.
And the gist of what he does, this is going to sound familiar if you've watched my videos, is he recaps everything that happens in horror movies. So like
Kill
if
counts.
he calls them kill counts. So like the hook is that he counts how many people get killed. So he started with the Friday the 13th series, which are like the ultimate slashers. So the hook is like, oh, how many people did Jason Voorhees kill? But as he developed with his channel, it became like, oh, these are like 25-minute videos where he's like breaking down everything that happens in the movie. He's adding his funny commentary, his one-liners.
Yeah.
And then he gives out awards at the end. So I literally lifted that idea, that concept, and was like, this was me thinking a year ago. I was like, I could make basketball videos just like this, recapping big games in NBA history. And I was like, yo, like, if you watch the game, you're going to be interested because you're going to be like, oh man, I love that game. Like Game 7, Cavs Warriors. Like that was a great game. Let me go watch the highlights again / hear some opinion about it. Or like I was born in 1995. I did not see the 86 Celtics that people talk about being the greatest team ever, prime Larry Bird. Here's a 20-minute video showing you all this with some background info. So again, I'm talking so much about it, and I said I don't like that because it makes me sound arrogant. But I promise you guys,
not at all, man.
When I thought about this idea, I was like, this is I would love for someone to make this channel so I could watch it.
Yeah.
Like even if somebody jacked my idea, I'd be like, well, that sucks, but I'm gonna watch this. And that's what makes it a passion project. In that, like, of course, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like I hope it catches on and gets me 1 million views each upload.
It will.
Obviously. Yeah. Thank you. But like, if it doesn't, it's still like, it's just, as much as I do like 2K and I love the content I make, I've been doing that for 5 years. It's a daily grind. When I figured out how I wanted to do these extra videos and this new content, and when I saw the first one come together exactly how I had it in my mind for a year, that was like something so satisfying. Like I can't even explain. So, you know, now I'm 2 months in and I've had some moments actually. The video I uploaded 2 weeks ago randomly got a big number of impressions. Unfortunately, not as many clicks as I would have liked, but it's those little things is also the excitement of starting anything new, where I'm like, I have zero expectations. I have hopes, but I have zero expectations. So, you know, seeing 2,000 views and people who are like, dude, these videos are actually like really good. That's just great satisfaction.
That's awesome.
I think the great thing about it is it's such a natural transition from what you were doing. Like everything we love about JayCanada in 2K is kind of still on the screen in those games, that sense of humor, the charisma, etc. that you have. I think the great thing about the transition for me is these videos will live forever, right? Like Spin to Win is like in the moment, but you know, for the next 10 years, someone could go back and continue to hit that if they wanted to learn about that game.
So
exactly.
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Now I wanted to ask you, like, what? Because like I see what your content you put, like a lot of the content is you, and that's something Jazz definitely says. You know, you should do when you're making content. How did you find your identity? How did you find your identity as the content creator, and how do you go about putting that into your videos? Because that's something like I struggle with. You know, I'm not as big as you. But, you know, like I'm listening to you talk about, you know, your because I love basketball, too. Like you, guys, I got into a full blown argument with my chat when they tried to play my man's Russell Westbrook. Like I'm passionate about basketball. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I like talking about sports. But like, how do you go about putting your identity into like your videos? How do you go about that?
Yeah. OK, that's a great question. And I'll tie it in with like even the previous question, which is like, when I was my wife is like she's obviously my partner, but she's also my partner in like ideas and stuff. Like because she's the only person I talk to in my life. That's a joke, but primarily, you know, like I'm with her all the time. So I'm like, hey, by the way, I have like this massive idea that's going to take up a lot of time, a new project. And when I was selling her on the idea, I was like, the good thing about this is it might take a year before this channel catches on. But if it ever catches on, people can still go back to the very first video I uploaded and it's not dated at all. Yeah. So that is definitely one of the things that I thought with this channel. Now, as for the second part about personality, that is really something where I'll be honest, like with 2K, it goes back to what we were talking about before, where people have figured out this formula. And not to say that these volume shooters with the videos don't have personality. But there's a method now where it's like people are just thirsty for like MyTeam news and they're going to click on it, even if you're boring, even if you're exciting. But I think I've always believed, and I still believe this, that the way you get an audience that's going to support you is they have to be committed to you. And I think the best example of that is like Los Polos or Caldy, even though Caldy refuses to upload anymore. Oh my,
Jazz, remember I was telling you, I loved Caldy. Like he was one of my favorite.
So funny.
He's so funny, man. Hilarious.
But you know why he was successful? Like obviously by the time he did start YouTube, his videos were really, really good, really entertaining, and they still would be if he made them. But he brought over that audience from Twitch that helped him do numbers on YouTube right away.
Yeah.
And I maintain to this day, like if you have a huge audience on Twitch, it's because people love you, right? Yeah. Like it's not because like people weren't tuning into Los's streams like in 2K14 just to watch 2K14 game, right? Like they became invested in him. Same with Caldy. So I think Twitch is like the best example of if you're successful there, that means people are digging you and what you've got.
Yeah.
So for me, again, like I maintain, like I mentioned earlier, like I've never wanted to and probably never will be beholden to 2K for my content. Like, yeah, I'm probably going to make 2K videos forever. But like if like last weekend when they dropped the Carmelo and it was and everybody was like, oh man, this pack drop is terrible. It had zero effect on the content I made. That's because true. I knew I was uploading next Spin to Win episode on Friday and a squad builder on Saturday or whatever. And I knew people aren't going to be dipping from my content because it's a bad 2K content week because they watch my videos for me. And as I've transitioned into this new channel, that's also been an interesting balance, which channel hasn't blown up yet. So I don't know if it's worked exactly, but I'm like for the people that are coming over that are watching it because it's, you know, they like me, which I think is probably 90% of the viewers right now. I'm trying something new, but I'm still giving them all like my personality and my sense of humor, which I think they like, and hopefully it catches on to new people.
Like anything office related is always gonna be funny. I don't care what
I was gonna say that actually, like,
it's funny.
The editing definitely adds to that as well, like for sure. That the way that the effort that you put into your videos, like there's never a dull moment. There's always like this constant kind of music shifts, like the kind of memes and stuff that Josh is talking about. There's always like within every sort of couple of seconds, it seems there's a camera cut and something interesting. How much effort really got, like how much work goes into making these videos, both on the 2K side and the basketball cinema side?
So I shouldn't admit this because it's not something anybody should ever feel, but I'll be honest, after doing it for 5 years, I have the 2K videos down to like a science, right? Like if I wasn't able to just breeze through them editing, then that would be a problem because I've done it for so long. Now I should always be trying to challenge myself, which is something I should, you know, you don't want to just get into a routine that turns into a rut. But for the most part, you know, I'll take 40 minutes to an hour to record a 2K video, including like, you know, setting it up, buying cards, whatever.
And wait, stop real quick. Do you take breaks in between after you record, or you just get right into editing right after?
It all depends, man. It all depends. There's days when I'm behind and I sit down at like say 10 a.m. and I'm like, okay, I'm recording and editing a video to upload by 4 p.m. And I can. So like it takes like 3 to 4 hours is a good window for most of my 2K videos. Some of them I can skimp a little bit and get by quicker if I need to. And for the most part, I'm always trying to stay ahead. So for example, we're recording this Friday afternoon. I had Friday evening's video prepared this morning. I recorded it yesterday. And then, so like, I'm always trying to stay ahead because I hate working to a deadline. Like I hate rushing. So yeah, 2K videos, my main channel, usually like probably 3.5, 4 hours in total. Yeah. And the new channel, those are a beast. Like those are a monster to make. And that's why I didn't set myself a crazy goal of like 2 videos a week. I was like, these are a good weekly upload, I think. And I think that can find success. And the reason for that is it takes me like 4 to 8 hours. It's depended based on the game to write the script. Cause I script it out. I think that's pretty clear.
Really? Oh, I didn't even.
Yeah. The new videos, not like my main channel's all off the cuff, but the basketball cinema videos. Those are scripted, as in like I write like a 4,000 word script of everything you see there, other than, you know, I ad lib every once in a while. So
it's like being a director, almost like being a little like a
script writer. I'm all of that, but so depending on the game, like for example, I'm working ahead again on those videos. So I think the one I'm going to release 2 weeks from now is an NBA Finals game from the 1980s, which like outside of just the baseline knowledge, like what do I know about that? So that means I have to go in and I have to do my due diligence and research it and read stuff.
What's the name of that sports channel? I'm gonna go drop us up right now.
Basketball cinema. Yeah.
Basketball cinema.
Yeah.
Okay. Note, all of Jay's links will be in the description below. His Twitch, his original channel, his basketball cinema channel. Like honestly, like I told you guys, I found Jay like during lockdown. I was the most boring point of my life, and he literally got me through a week. Like literally, at least just a week straight of just watching his content. Jay, just on what you were saying, something that's really interesting is like the podcast in total takes us about. Let me rephrase that. The podcast takes me about 7 hours. These guys just show up, say a few words, and leave. But I have to edit afterwards. And I've always like tried to get people on to do this sort of Friday evening, like that like UK time, right? Mm-hmm. Usually a couple of hours after pack drops. And you know the type of people we get on, like the odds of them giving me sort of 2 hours straight after a pack release because they're all out burning content, right? They've got to get videos out, they've got to be streaming all of this stuff. It says a lot that you didn't even blink. You were just like, yeah, Friday, that's cool. Like 2 hours after content. It must be a lot more fun, and you have to have that freedom in terms of how you approach it as well, and just have that flexibility in your week.
Yeah, it is. And to be quite honest, like I'm really routine based with the way I do this, because otherwise, like I remember back in high school and then post secondary, like I'm a chronic procrastinator by nature. But making videos and doing this stuff for me and for most people, I think it is fun. So I'm not as eager to procrastinate something that's fun, like writing a paper versus making a video. It's no contest. But to ensure I don't let those tendencies creep in and all of a sudden, I'm only uploading 4 videos in a week when my goal is 6, I keep myself on a super strict routine. And that actually, just the way a week works, I guess it's different for people. I have a normal sleep schedule. I have a normal, like I start, Monday is the first day of the week for me. So by virtue of it, when I get to Friday, there are weeks in which, oh crap, I'm really far behind now. And then it's a problem. But for the most part, I'm able to stay on schedule. So I get to Friday by the time we started this recording, and I've done everything in the first 4 days of the week that I needed to get done, and then some. So yeah, I'm comfortable,
Wow.
It's nice. And it's so funny. If I have one piece of advice for anybody, not that anybody needs my unsolicited advice.
I was going to ask, so yeah, let's go.
I was going to ask for some gems, man. I'm not going to lie.
Try having a sleep schedule is really, really helpful for 2 reasons. I know Kobe, rest in peace, slept 4 hours a night, and people were like, dude, Kobe is insane. That's because Kobe was insane. All right. None of us are Kobe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So don't be ashamed if you sleep 8 hours a night, because guess what? It feels really good. And that's what I try and do. It doesn't always happen, but like sleep comes from having a schedule that you're able to do stuff. Like the days I don't get 8 hours of sleep, it's because I procrastinated, or sometimes things happen and you get busy and then I'm behind on my work. But if you stay motivated and you stay structured with what you're doing, whatever it is, not just making videos, but homework, whatever, it's not hard to have a good sleep schedule and still play 2K and still do other things. And it makes such a world of difference. And if I see you tweeting,
I needed right now,
if I see you tweeting at like 4 a.m. your time and you're like, oh, I have a horrible sleep schedule, like go to bed. That's what I think every time. Go to bed. Just come on.
If anyone ever sees me tweeting at 4 a.m., please feel free to.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, Jay. Like this is the only other. Not to say anything about the other guests, but the only other guest who I actually sat here and spoke with, who had like a similar kind of mindset in terms of like how they go about their content, was Killzamoy. And you guys are 2 of the biggest MyTeam content creators right now doing things.
They probably have the 2 biggest series, right?
Exactly, and 2 biggest series. And it's like you guys, you could care less what drops this week. And I'm not gonna lie, I get caught up in like, because I love 2K. I'm gonna want to make content about it. I'm gonna try to stray away from it. Like that's just because it's a game I grew up playing. But like seeing you guys do, it's like you don't care about what's new. You keep your personality in the videos, and you maintain. I'm not saying like I didn't know, but like I didn't watch any of your videos until Jazz showed me, and I'm like, I'm like, I wasn't even watching 2K context. I'm like, everybody's just informational, and I wanna enjoy myself. I wanna laugh. I wanna this is a video game. I want to enjoy watching it. And that's something both of you guys bring to the table, and I respect that a lot about you.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about Jay is like he's never afraid to laugh at himself. Like I've laughed at him more than once. I'm not gonna lie. I think you're not afraid to laugh at yourself. We got to talk about Markel Fultz before the end of this podcast. Talk about it. It was a great. Who did you take over him? Remind me. Do you remember?
Oh man, I honestly don't know off the top of my head. But that was a great example of me not being as invested in the new content and everything. And clearly I wasn't watching DBG's videos because everybody was like, dude, Markel Fultz, he's the best card in the game. I was like, I
screamed
have no
at my
idea.
TV, dude. I literally screamed at my TV. I was like, what is he doing? So,
I think I took an outdated Ruby probably over himself.
I think it was Bol. Is it the Bol or Thon? I think it was one of the 2 that you took.
It might have been, yeah. You're probably right.
So basically, he could have selected any Ruby off a refresh on the auction house, right? So like the first 6 cards. And Markel Fultz was there. He obviously didn't know that he was like the best Ruby in the game. And he picked up Bol, and he got a lot of heat for it. The point I was making is like the start of the next episode, he's literally reading every comment, like not afraid to sort of make a joke out of it. There's people that will get sensitive about that stuff, but
I hold on. I have it right here. I either took Simbular
Oh no,
for the jokes. I'm looking at it. It was Simbular, Markel Fulton, Manute Bol on the board. I think I took Manute.
It was Manute. Yeah,
it was between Manute or Simbular. I wasn't even thinking about this.
Oh shoot! No way.
That's good.
Are you getting the new Beulah on both series? I'm sure you are, right? For the lols.
I gotta try it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. How much time do you spend playing the game now? Do you think in a week? Like I've actually just grinded the game.
Yeah, that's a great question. Like, I was actually thinking about this the other day. So I upload. The goal is, and on average, like six 2K videos a week. And each one, if I say like 45 minutes to an hour, that's roughly what I'm playing for each of those videos. So that's probably, let's say 5 hours directly going into the content I'm playing. And then outside of that, like I don't even know off the top of my head, but it's probably like, I don't know, like maybe another 10 or 12 hours in a week. Yeah. I think like it really isn't much, which speaks to, why I'm not like one of the most elite players ever, but that makes actually for more fun content, I think. Like
that's absolutely true.
I'm not just beating people all the time. But I found the right line where, I'm still gonna get J.R. Smith like easily. Obviously 2K's made that grind a little bit easier, but I'm gonna get J.R. Smith. I got Mel Daniels. Like I'm putting enough time in to get some of these rewards that take time. But I still don't play as much as the next guy, I guess.
I think the weird thing about the game now is time is kind of irrelevant, right? Because of the RNG structure of the game now. Like I said, I part-time the game now for sure. Mm-hmm. I've got 4 Ron Harpers, I've got 2 Julius Randalls, I've got Ferry. Like, there literally isn't, the only card I'm missing, 3 cards, are Taco Fall and Michael Red, which we're probably getting today. Everything else I have, and I'm part-time in the game. Then there's other people out there that are spending 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
That hypothetically have none of those cards, right? So it's just really down to your luck. What's your thoughts on RNG and the kind of 2K kind of model this year?
Yeah, that's something that you referenced the video I posted, I think Wednesday, my last No Money Spent episode, if anybody wants to check out. But I'll echo those thoughts here in that I love the amount of free content and the fact that this free content is like great cards. Like if you get a Danny Ferry, like top 5 card in the game, something like that, it's awesome. But I, as someone who doesn't play the game endlessly, I do dislike the RNG. I shouldn't say I dislike it. I just know now, like I'm smart enough after messing up a few times and spending way too much time to get nothing. Like now I know, okay, I'm staying away from that. Like dude, Danny Ferry looks amazing. But am I going to spend 20 hours playing Triple Threat offline to get Danny Ferry and not get Danny Ferry? Not a chance. And that's why I love the XP, the agenda system, because even though it's a grind, and even though this is a term I like to use, it's not instant satisfaction or gratification. Like the day the new season drops, you're not getting J.R. Smith or you're not getting David Robinson. It's going to take at least 2 or 3 weeks. But each time I play a Triple Threat offline game or an online game or a domination game and I get 20 assists with a player, knock off an agenda reward, I know for a fact that is going towards something that I am going to get. So
guaranteed.
I've said like Triple Threat offline is probably my favorite mode to just chill out on because I can watch The Office or Survivor, which I'm currently binging, or a movie because I love movies. I can watch that and not be worried about losing this game or anything. I can burn through 20, 30 games right away. And it gives me the chance. I could pull a Danny Ferry. I have, I still use Don Ole. I use Kermit Washington a lot. Those are from the vault. Yeah. But I'm never doing that just to do that. I'm always knocking off XP rewards. If I get blessed from the vault, cool. But I'm not just going to play because the RNG just drives you crazy. And specifically, actually, Triple Threat Online is where it really bugs me because Triple Threat Online is not an easy mode. It is not.
You used the term RNG on top of RNG in that video, didn't you?
Well, it is because it's like, well, first of all, the non-RNG aspect is you can only lose 3 games and it's sweaty. And especially if you lose 1 or 2 early in the run, then by the time you get eligible to have the RNG bless you in the 5-ball drop, you can't lose. Like if you lose early, you can't lose then.
Too much
so then
pressure.
you're relying on the RNG to show you a Ron Harper or Julius Randle. Then you're relying on the RNG to let your ball go into the corner. Like it's madness. And it's
RNG
just
on candy. RNG on candy. That's my RNG on candy.
So yeah, I mean, I did get Opal Julius. I got blessed during that limited time event.
You got Frank as well, right? At the glitch market. Did you get Frank?
I did get Frank. Yeah, I mean, the glitch market, I'm totally fine actually with the execution. Maybe that's a unpopular take. I don't know. Totally fine with it because the cards are, they're good. They're pretty good. But I'm not going to be so angry if I load into a game and see somebody with Taco falling and be like, oh wow, they got really, really lucky. But I'm not going to be angry that card's basically unattainable for 99% of players. Like it's lucky. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
I think the glitch market is definitely like, because there's no actual mechanism to get it, you can literally do anything on the game and you could end up there. So it's just a fun product. I've got in there twice. I got Miles Turner and Anunoby. I actually got in a few days ago. Nice. And I got Anunoby. I really want Frank though. You've got the card that I want. And I opened 40 KMTs worth of packs and pulled Pink Diamond Mellow and Galaxy Opal Jokic, who I'm glad I sold considering today. What do you think of the TTO boards today? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to give it a shot because in theory, this is the other thing that gets me with the 2K RNG. It's like, oh yeah, in theory, it should be a better shot at getting Danny Ferry now. Oh. But really, I don't think so. If I happen to get to the tier 3 rewards or whatever, like what are the chances it's going to be a Danny Ferry on there?
Jay, let me tell you this, man. Don't even waste your time. I sweated. I did one run, and this is probably all they'll get from me. I lost early, my first 2 games early. I fought tooth and nail to get to the last 3 spots. They gave me 5 tokens 2 times, and you know what free play they put up there? Amethyst Coutinho Mobley. Do you know how that made me feel? I was like, nah, I'm done. I said, I'm getting off the game now. I'm done.
I went 10-0 on TTO yesterday on stream. I don't know what you guys are doing.
One of the worst things is that mode. It's just everybody knows, like your CPU players don't defend, right? Like they just sag way off. So the thing that lights a fuse in my mind in terms of rage, it happens instantly when I'm playing that game, is when people hit whites from the corner wide open and 2K lets it, because you can't, it's impossible. Like if anybody's relatively good at the game, you can basically get a wide open shot every possession because defense is impossible. Yeah. And then when you don't have to green it, that just like fuses off in my mind with that game.
Missed with sharp take, like my Kawhi had sharp takeover open, missed the shot. Cool. He goes down and hits a white with no takeover. This monitor was almost done. It was this close.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. If you saw my stream yesterday, I hit an 89% contested 3 from limitless range. That wasn't green yesterday on stream.
I don't know if I think it's just like it might just be the concentration of like how quick the game goes and how many shots are getting put up. But I just feel like unlimited. I raged less at unlimited actually than triple threat online because I don't know. It just feels like so many more whites and so much more stupid stuff happens in triple threat online. Yeah. Might just be because the game's so quick, but yeah, it's bad. When things start going bad in that mode for me, they go bad.
It's a cartoon mode now, I think, TTO. Like, it literally is, Random sort of side question. Have you watched The Good Place?
The Good Place? No, I have not. No.
Okay.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, this is the one thing you're really going to get out of this podcast appearance. So I know you're a big Mike Schur fan, right? You've watched Office, Brooklyn, and Parks and Rec.
Oh, yeah. All 3, yeah.
The Good Place is his new series, or newest series. It's had 4 seasons now. It's finished. It's on Netflix. It's about kind of life after death. And I won't spoil it, but Ted Danson is like the main character, and he's like Michael Scott level in how good he is in that program Michael Schur's writing. But the other 3, Brooklyn, Office, Parks and Rec, rank them for me. Someone asked me this question the other day and I couldn't do it. So.
Yeah. Okay, for me it's The Office's top tier, no doubt. And after that, it's probably because I watched it more recent. I haven't watched through Brooklyn Nine-Nine in a while. It's probably Parks and Rec 2, Brooklyn Nine-Nine 3, but it's like ranking the Godfather movies, where it's like, like Godfather 3 is the worst by far, but it's actually still like a lot better than most films. Like, that's what those three shows are all so good. And I can see why some people say Parks and Rec is better than The Office. Like, it's some big hot take. It's just, I can't do that because The Office is like my show, right? Like, that's just my show. I can't rank something higher.
I watched 6 episodes today. Like, I'm just, it's never off. Like, if you've got nothing to watch, that's what goes on. Do you think, like, you know, the Office clips that you put in your videos, do you think it gets you more subs just because of the relatability of it? Because I'm sure that's one of the reasons. I think the first video I watched of yours, you put an Office clip in there, and I was like, yeah, that's my kind of guy. Like, that's what the rest of this.
Maybe, I don't know. Like, it's weird, man. Like, so a lot of the clips I use, like 90% of the like memes or the TV show or movie clips are movies or TV shows that I like, that I've seen, especially The Office, because as I'm editing a video, I can hear myself say something or set something up. And then because I've watched through the show probably 7 or 8 or 9 times, I can just immediately be like, oh, I remember when Dwight said that. And I think it was like season 4. And then I have the entire series downloaded on my computer, so I can just easily go find the clip. And some of those same things with movies, like popular movie clips and stuff. But actually, a lot of the time, I'll just like, I'll think, oh man, it would be really good if I had a person saying that doesn't make any sense, or you're stupid, or this and that. And then I'll just go seek out, like, I'll just do a quick search and find a different clip from a different show. Yeah. And so sometimes it's random. So I am, now that you say that, I'm curious if people have been like, I used the Titanic, like the movie Titanic, clip in my basketball cinema video because it fit. It was like, that's so unfair, Kate Winslet saying it. And listen, I love Leonardo DiCaprio, but the Titanic isn't exactly my favorite film. But I'm curious if somebody watched that and was like, dude, I love James Cameron. Titanic's my favorite movie.
You know what's my favorite? You know what's my favorite Office clip? It's when Michael Scott found out that, what's his name? Toby came back into the office. He's like, no. That clip takes me out every time. Oh my gosh.
That's definitely like whatever that young kids terminology is. S tier is at the top one. That's definitely an S tier. Along with the episode when the episode called Casino Night, when Toby says they shouldn't have Boy Scouts come to their casino night. And he's like, why not? And Toby's like, well, there's going to be alcohol and it's a school, and gambling, and it's a school night. And Michael looks at him and goes, why are you the way that you are? Yeah. Honestly, every time I try and make something fun, you make it not that way. And that clip, like that clip's been around. I used to put that in Lost and Unbound videos all the time. And I still, every time I watch it, I laugh.
There's a clip I'm going to request a clip for you to put in one of your videos, because I didn't realize it was my favorite Office moment until I saw it again yesterday. You know, when Gabe's stuff gets delivered, and he rips open the box, and they say ripped it open like an ape. There's a point where he asks Erin to throw him scissors, and the way he catches scissors, like Pam's pregnant right next to him. That expression on his face, I want you to drop that into any video of just him catching those scissors. I'll be happy. All right, Jay. Listen, I think we're at the end, man. It's been awesome. We've done an hour. Finally got to speak to you. Hopefully I don't need to harass you for another 3 months to get you back.
We'll see.
I will if I need to. Let's see how it goes. Did you enjoy yourself, man?
Absolutely. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I love talking about myself. So
fair. What's your plans for the rest of the day?
I think I'm going to brave the streets against better advice and try a triple threat online run. Probably do that on stream. So it could be fun, or it could be very not fun. And then who knows? Got more videos to work on. Got more basketball cinema to edit, and probably work on some other stuff too.
Awesome. Guys, as we said before, all of his links are in the description. If you haven't watched Jay's stuff before, go check it out. If you've watched his 2K channel, go check out Basketball Cinema. You're guaranteed to love it. Catch his streams as well. He's been streaming a lot more recently. But yeah, until we get you on next time, Jay, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was a blast.
Okay, guys. So that was JayCanada. Took me ages to get him on. It was worth all the effort, to be honest. Like, that was a fantastic conversation. It was fascinating. I to be honest, I didn't expect him to kind of break down his kind of psychology behind everything he does, his sort of scheduling. There's a huge combination there of just talent and focus that I think if you're a content creator, we've said this many times on this podcast, if you're a content creator and you don't watch this podcast, you're really, really missing out. And that was another example of that with JayCanada.
Yeah, man.
He was a legend, bro. He was a legend with all of his deep, like he has like a deep thought on all of this stuff. Literally all of it.
Everything he does. He doesn't just do things. Like he plans it out, he executes it, and he even runs it by with his wife, which I think is an amazing thing to have, having somebody like that who probably isn't familiar with that realm, but like still running ideas with somebody like that. It's definitely just a dope thing to have, man. Definitely dope. Yeah,
I think the thing that always says the most about when a guest is dropping knowledge in the way that Jay just did is Jaquel barely said a word for that entire interview. You said this before, right? I think when Killzaboy was on, and it's funny because you and Killzaboy obviously have a connection, right? You guys have met in real life before and all of this stuff. It's really interesting that when we have a guest on who's really kind of teaching us how we should be doing this and the better ways to do this, and the efficiency of which he was talking about, like, comparing what he's doing to like a 6 video a day person and that difference in grind and quality of life, it really got me thinking, man. That was awesome. And
you know what it made me think too, Jazz? Like, you seen how like he said like he lifted up ideas from other gamers. I'm over here looking within the community to kind of spark inspiration from like what content I want to do. I'm like, maybe I need to look at other sports games and see what similarities, like something that I could possibly do that fits my person. I'm like,
not even just sport games,
just
bro.
gaming,
just anything, just gaming, even movies, TV shows. There's got to be something. There's got to be something that you would like enjoy to do, and that's what he's done. He is, like he said about his horror movie stuff. Like that's out of the absolute box, man. Like that's out of box thinking.
You guys just gave me the perfect segue as well. I always appreciate it when you do that. There is obviously going to be a period where this game is completely dead, right, for 3 months, and we're all going to have to. I mean, we need to figure out what we're doing with the podcast over that period. Are we just going to evaluate every goat card?
We should treat it like a season, like because we have episodes like season finale. When the things die, and then like, all right, we could hype up the new one that's coming to season 2 of the OurTeam podcast. 2K22.
Yeah. We're definitely going to have to switch it. We're definitely going to have to switch it up. Yeah, we're going to have to switch it up to like where we talk about other games and we talk about other things going on, like because other people, like people who are watching this, I promise you guys are going to slowly do the same thing with 2K. You're going to start looking at other things, getting invested in a little bit in just whatever, just TV shows, and we can slowly integrate that into this because exactly that. We can't just keep talking about Ben Simmons 99 everything.
Exactly. I mean, we're literally going to go on, join the podcast and go, right, this card 6'10", you could probably use it. That's all it's
he's 6'9". Nah, scrap him. He's too short.
Like he says, A+ 3, A+ playmaking, A+ defense. Get the card.
Yeah. So the segue was that the game, like I spoke about this earlier, right? I had to rewrite the podcast. I mean, I have notes, right, and I have detailed notes. It takes me hours upon hours to put the notes together to kind of keep 2 hours worth of conversation going with the guest and you guys and everything else, and at 3:59 UK time today, that was all good. We were ready to go. At 4 o'clock, 1 minute later, I literally had to bin my notes. And the conversation we were gonna have today is the game is completely dead. Like nothing to do on the game. Now here's the interesting bit. I still think that's the case.
It still is.
I still think that's the case.
This is just a temporary fix. This is a little temporary fix.
Like what is this fix? Because it's amazing. The players are amazing, but then you still have nothing to do.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, let's really break it down. So I've got, like I said, 4 Ron Harpers. I've got 2 Julius Randles. I've got Danny Ferry. I've got Mel Daniels. I've got John Wall, Wes Unseld, Roy. Jaquel, you're probably going to get Michael Redd today, right?
Probably get him today.
Yeah, if it wasn't for a Power Cup, we'd have him as well. You've got JR. I'm going to play 1 more week of Limited, which is probably going to be this weekend because I like the requirements. I'm not going to play Limited next weekend because that card is definitely worthless. Like, couldn't be any further. Like, it's at the bottom of the bin right now. There's just no scenario where they can salvage that card. It's going to make my team. So what have I got left to do? Why am I picking up a Ben Simmons today? So there's only 2 reasons I can see right now to be picking up any of these new cards, right? on the surface, it seems like a really big day for 2K. Had they given us something to do with those cards, it would have been, but they haven't. So they've just put loads of shiny new things in the auction house. That's all they've done. That's literally all they've done. So unless you're trying to finish Unlimited, which you will need to pick up these cards because you're going to be running against them because everyone in Unlimited is going to have these cards. Or your Jekyll, who can do it with Sapphire Chris Middleton. Or you're playing Comp, which Josh is doing later today. You're playing in Players Lounge, right? There isn't a reason to pick up these cards. Wait 2 weeks. Wait for the super packs that are coming in like 10 days. If you want to pick them up, grab them then. But there is nothing to do. 2K hit them, like absolutely smashed it with the content drop today, which they had to do because MLB was sucking them dry and there was nothing going on in the game. They had to do something big.
Pause on that.
so superficial. Yeah, best choice of words ever in front of YouTube. It's just superficial to me. It's just surface stuff. It hasn't changed anything. It hasn't changed.
Putting a band-aid, it's putting a band-aid over a broken building.
Over a freaking over a gash. They put a little band-aid over a gash, a deep gash.
There's nothing to do. Still.
And you said I was sus and you say something like that. Imagine.
A gash is a cut. What do you mean? Like, oh please. No.
That was way worse.
You said it's sucking them dry. And a gash is worse.
Josh said, hold my beer. Hold my beer. I'm about to outdo Jay's. Hold my beer.
Can we leave this in? I'm gonna leave it in. Screw it. Anyway, so they have done one thing this weekend, which is mix up TTO. Right, let's talk about this. So dark amount of Wilt on the TT offline boards. Galaxy Opal Jokic, Galaxy Opal Dirk. Ron Harper is like now easy to get. I think he's like the minimum reward, right? He's like the one token reward. So everyone's gonna get Ron Harper. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the TT offline board first? What's your thoughts on Wilt?
Well, one, I want to just say I'm glad I sold my Wilt when I did because I probably would have got like, I think he probably goes for like 250. This is just a guess. I probably think he'll go for 250, 200 maybe. And I sold mine for like 450. So, I was able to sell mine on Wednesday. But anybody, if you waited, you're kind of sick right now. I'm not gonna lie, a little sick right now.
That is tough. And this was kind of the main point I wanted to make. Like, I don't think people realize the implications of the kind of combination of the pack drop and the boards today, because it's going to severely crash the market, like across the board. It's not only going to be Wilt that's down, because Wilt will crash Kareem's price, right? Because if you've got Kareem right now and he's worth 400k, you sell him now, you pick up a Wilt for 200k and you get 200k back. And the same thing's going to happen with TT Online with so many demands. Josh, what are you doing with your
What?
Josh is sitting there pulling the weirdest faces at me. And let's move on. So that was like 3 minutes you held that face. What were you doing? That's so off-putting. DeMar will crash T-Max price as well. Like cards like that will start crashing because like if you can pick up DeMar for 100k, there's literally no point holding on to T-Max. Like it was already a question whether you use tactical downgrade, etc. But
I don't think it's gonna be that much of an impact, like in terms of T-Mac. Only because like the difference between them, like I think it all depends on the gens. I feel like T-Mac is just one of those cards, regardless of like what cards you drop, he's just gonna maintain value. It'll probably be like a 50k drop off for his price or 100k.
Yeah, it might be more, yeah.
But like,
you compare it when DeMar was like 350 and T-Mac was 500. And that's a tough decision to make, right? Because you're already going to lose 50k just by selling T-Mac. So you're really getting 100k back. If it goes from T-Mac being 500k to DeMar being 100, which is very possible, that's a no-brainer. Everyone needs to do that switch today.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That is a tactical downgrade. I am going to go for DeMar. Is there anything specific you guys are going for?
Going for Ben for tonight, and God, just sitting here thinking I'm really gonna have to pay 1 million for this damn card. Kind of like I was really expecting to pay like 800 the most, but 1 million is like it hurts.
Yeah, I think for comp games, he's a must, bro. Like he really is. Like you need to have him just to match up with the other Ben, and you just need him just because you need that offense. I seen he has hot zone. Like get out of here. That card's. You can use that card for the rest of those 2K if you get them. So
I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet on this one and just get the card.
I literally just saw some clips of Shaq in TTO.
Oh
my goodness!
Yeah.
Like, my
scary.
goodness, that shot, bro, like that shot.
It doesn't look that it's better
Bro,
than.
just wait till you see it. That Shaq
I'm
Barnes
excited to
might
see
be the
some.
best card in that clip.
I gotta see it. Nah, see,
Yeah,
keep
have
saying
you,
I gotta
like-
see it right now.
Yeah.
Let
So
me-
like,
Go on.
what about Michael Redd now? Like he's absolutely gone now. Like he can't make your team.
That's why you needed to get him 4 weeks ago. Now you know for next season.
But even if you got him 4 weeks ago, like it's still
Yeah.
then I would have nothing to do. I'd have literally like.
Do
took
you
it over a
think? Do you
month.
think it'll be better next week? You still living in next season? You still living in hope?
I'm still living in hope because it's like I
It's gonna
just
be a
want
dark
something
matter card.
to have
There's
fun
no way
with.
to make him bad. There's no way to make a dark matter card. And like I understand
Yeah.
Michael Redd is like, Michael Redd, but if 2K manages to make a dark matter trash, then man, I don't know what to say, man. There's no way you can make a 99 overall card trash. No way.
Just something to do like for the unlimited run would just be nice. Like because now, every card is amazing. Obviously, from this point on, you can't really go too backwards. They're gonna be amazing. So that unlimited reward is gonna be amazing, surely. But like, just make it someone. Like, you know what I mean? Hopefully, a 6'8", 6'9" player, and just and juice him up a bit, have a bit of hype. But yeah, like Michael Reed's, he's gone. Even 4 weeks ago, I still didn't rate him. You know what I mean? Like I haven't rated him the whole time. He's nice, but he ain't.
At this point, I'm going for the
where's that
Hoff
from?
badge. At this point, I'm going for the Hoff badge, honestly, because
Yeah,
like
you don't even need the
I
whole
get
page
Mike,
now.
yeah, like if I get Michael Redd, the hell, like, what am I really saying? Like, I got Michael Redd. Where is he going on my team? Like, he's not playing.
Yeah.
Bro,
He's not
I got
playing.
Dream Shake, bro.
Yo, Jacal, they told me. I think was I watching it on stream? I said, "Jazz, open the pack," and we seen Dream Shake. Oh my gosh, I think that was probably the biggest W.
Well, like to
Biggest
be honest,
W.
you don't even need. Even if you got range, it means nothing now.
Nah, range because
We can't
everybody
take
have range. I think the only badge that might have just some type of value is Hoff Showtime, maybe, and it depends on what card you give it to. But even that, and it's so rare to find. So
Shall I put my Dream Shake on Utah?
no,
Utah.
No,
chuck
put
him
it on Larry
chuck him
Johnson.
on the littlest player you can.
put it
Shall
on Larry
I?
Johnson.
Shall I put all my Hoff badges on Larry Johnson? Just rock it.
Yeah.
Unlimited?
Yeah, just do it. Why not? Just
Revive him. Revive him.
Bring him back.
Bring him back. Make him tough.
He's probably still better than Michael Redd.
Guys, I thought of like one of the worst situations you could have, like in the next 48 hours in this game.
Uh-huh.
Imagine you've played 1,000 games for Danny Ferry of TT Offline, and you play a game of TT Offline, and the main reward pops up, which might be Wilt, which is AW, but it's not Danny Ferry.
Yeah.
Imagine that's you. Imagine you finally get the main card out the vault.
That
after
might
the
break
gun is
somebody.
out.
Somebody might actually break. Like they might just be like, "I'm done with this game." They're just
Yeah,
gonna
and
plug
why
it
don't
in
you go
and
take
just-
RNG out of the whole thing? And why didn't you make Danny Ferry the unlimited reward? If you're gonna give us these players that I still don't get hyped over, at least make him a god like Danny Ferry.
Nah, if they
That card
did-
for unlimited, people would have raced to get that. That would have
Nah.
been a race.
Still complaining about skill-based matchmaking. So I'm kind of glad they didn't. I'd have definitely been complaining about them skill. I'm like, why am I playing this dude? Like, why? Like, look at this guy. And I'm trying to get Danny Ferry, and I'm just like, oh, man. They made this card too good.
I'm trying to think with the TT Offline, because I've got the rewards. I guess most people are going to pay the card that they want. But I've got all the cards in both modes. I'm trying to think like what would be the better MT maker. I'm assuming it'll be TT Offline, right? If the worst, like if you're pulling Opals at will, even at a sell for like 20, 30k each, a Jokic or a Dirk, you can make serious banks. I'm going to play a bit of TTO later, but I think this weekend I might stick to TT Offline. But 2K are kind of, they have put a plaster over it for a few days, right? This is running until the 26th, right? Monday, I think. What we do for the next 10 days after that, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But fair play to 2K. They gave us something to do. For
Can't complain about the content. It's just it doesn't do anything for the actual game. It's amazing content, but what about the game? Like what are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Like,
exactly.
What are we doing?
I think I'm gonna play some TTO. I'm gonna drink some chamomile tea before I get on, and then play some TTO.
Necessary information there.
I would like to know from like viewers too, whoever's watching, what are you guys doing for the rest of the season if you aren't doing unlimited? Done all the offline stuff. What are you actually doing on the game? And like,
hopefully playing Among Us with us.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Hopefully,
Josh, do you know what chamomile tea does?
Isn't it make you calm?
It makes you sleepy.
Makes you sleepy?
Yeah, just putting it out there. if you drank that
I mean,
before.
Right through the sleep. I'd rather be sleepy and unagitated.
Did you have a chamomile tea on the D-Rob grind?
Nah, probably should have though. Probably should have. The opposite effect since I was tired.
He didn't have one. He had the whole damn whole bag of that. He just
a little insight, guys. I was up for 24 hours while I was going for D-Rob, so that's why I fell asleep. I was tired because why? Actually, if I didn't do that draft and that fantasy freaking game mode, I could definitely got D-Rob.
And then you would think it was a good card, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't say he was a good card. Whoa. I was the same one defending D-Rob when everybody tried to call my man's they tried to say Jokic and Dirk was better. Me and D-Rob was rocking together.
You were hating earlier.
Yeah, hating. He's not that good anymore. You know he's not that good. Jaren Jackson is just as good.
Oh, jeez. Let's move on. Good week. Good day for budget players. Probably,
it's amazing.
Probably the best day ever in 2K for budget players.
100K MT could build a God budget squad.
Like literally, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, who are you guys targeting in the next week? Because I told you guys I was looking for a Luka. The market's gonna crash across the board. Luka's gonna go through the floor. Like, Jakel, you're the one using my account. Should I pick up a Clamps Luka?
Yeah, well, because I got a comp now too coming, so like I'm probably gonna need a probably better team lane. Obviously, I'm not gonna use this Bradley Beal when I'm trying to play comp, but the Luka definitely probably with clamps because he's still amazing to me just because of his offense.
He's gonna have to get Simmons.
I probably would just because I'm more comfortable with him. You know what I mean? I don't really have time to just get used to for full comp games. Like I think Luka can still work his magic because he's just. Like that offense, I think he's the most perfect offensive point guard in terms of height and everything like that.
Try Penny
free hunting.
I think Penny.
Penny might be a god. I haven't seen him all.
The one problem I did have was his shooting, but I'm glad they fixed it. I didn't try him out yet, but I'm thinking I'll get him, Ben Simmons, and then him on my bench and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Or Justice Winslow, who I hear is good too.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we've done a good session today. I think. Anything else you guys want to cover? If not, I'll close it out.
Make sure you guys, we're taking a bit of a break away from 2K. Me and Jazz are gonna be streaming GTA RP. He's gonna be my English teacher in the role play session. So make sure you come through and watch those. It's gonna be really fun. We also
what am I hearing right now?
We do play Fall Guys. We play Fall Guys too. Jazz is horrible. He thinks he's better than me. He's bad. I'm the best.
I was so clutch. If you were on stream the other day, listen, my last stream, I streamed for 1 hour and 20 minutes. I went 10-0 on the TTO board, and then I came 5th in a Fall Guys run. That is goated for a stream.
After not making it to the last round 3 times, listen, I'm Clutch Josh. Like, there would be times I'm the last person to cross the finish line. I'm Mr. 4th quarter Josh. All right, man.
Listen, I watched you stream today. 3 games in, your eyebrows were all over the place, bro. You were like,
that's because I wasn't playing Fall Guys, man. That's because I wasn't playing Fall Guys. You know what I'm saying? This damn game.
You're rage, man. It's aging you. It's aging you for sure. Yeah, we're gonna be doing other stuff, guys. I always say like and subscribe, but please do it, guys. I know a lot of you guys watch this every week, and there's a lot of YouTube channels I watch. That I don't realize for ages I'm not subscribed to. Drop a sub to us today if you haven't. We're really close to being monetized, and we've been doing this as a passion project for 15 weeks. It'd be good to get something back out of the sort of 10-hour weekly grind for this stuff. We really appreciate you guys watching, all the support you give us, the support you give us in our streams. Leave a comment. Definitely some interesting stuff going on today. Probably the biggest day of the year in terms of content. Let us know what you thought of it. We're going to be doing a few other things as well soon that are different. So we're going to ask people to start sending in video questions for the podcast, whether that's for us or for the guest. So send in a clip of yourself, like just asking any question in the game, and we'll do that. If you check my Twitter tomorrow, I'll show you the details on that.
Guys, let's shout out Jazz, 1K Jazz loading. He's definitely been helping me and Jakel a lot with our content. We definitely appreciate that. He's somebody when I met him, he had less subs than me. But I went to him, I'm like, you know what you're doing. Help a brother out. He's been doing that. So shout out to Jazz for putting together this podcast every week. He edits 1K. It, gets the guest, most of the questions. So shout out to Jazz, guys. Make sure you show some love in the comments, fam.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We got a huge guest next week. returning guests. Shout out to Josh and Jaquel. Shout out to JayCanada and to all of you guys for watching. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.